Alright, let's have a look inside the new GPR-H1000 Rangeman G-Shock watch. Starting with this side bezel over here at the 9 o'clock position, using 1.5mm hex screwdriver to remove the black IP screws. Only 2 of them, and after you're done with this, the bezel was pretty much just falls off. It is made out of metal, and this is probably the easiest bezel to customize on this Master of G model, which I'm definitely gonna do by the end of this video. I'm gonna swap both of them into red colorway. This is plastic, not metal. The other side, however, required to remove screws underneath the buttons, so we're gonna have to remove the bezel and then the buttons, and then we could remove this part. That has to be later. For now, I got a plastic cup over here just to store everything. All right. Carry on to the next thing that you could remove easily is the band. It has a 2.0mm hex screws, so let's take it apart. And just like that, it will just falls off. Alright, I'm gonna put the body over here. Here is how it was connected to the hard case of the watch, and it has these wings over here which is easily removable. This is very soft plastic which is easily swappable as well, which I'm gonna do into red colorway. Look at that Rangeman symbol. They are similar in size, so you could swap between places. You could even use 2 Rangeman symbol if you wanted to and plug it in here. Next up is the watch buckle. It uses a standard spring bar, so you just use a sharp object or a needle to push the pin in, and bam, it just falls off like so, including the watch band keeper as well. But at this point, you could already swap the band as well using the buckle just now and plug it in here. In my case, I'm going to use a red colored band. I also have a black top part as well, just in case you are wondering. I could swap the bezel to all black color Rangeman, but I chose to go red this time, and here's the bezel over here. All right, red Rangeman, just like the one on my wrist. Ooh, this is not Rangeman, this is the new GA-2300, red black as well. Put this aside, this will be at the end of the video. You could skip this part if you want to check how it turns out, but for now, to remove the bezel, well, you have to go through the inside. We're going to remove these 4 screws. Yeah, it is a tedious job just to remove the bezel. Let's get to it. Alright, here is the casing for the watch. Let's open it up. First thing you'll see is there's a ribbon cable that connects from the sensor at the back all the way down to the circuit board over there. So this part is not locked by anything, like there's no pin, there's no screws. You could just wiggle this part out and bam, it will just came out like that. That is how you remove this back plate out of the body. Now this part, surprisingly, looks like it is forged carbon or something. The material is definitely not polyurethane resin. And down here, look at that, there's a E-clip, the clip that locking the buttons out of your G-Shock watch down here, right? This entire thing is just double-sided tape to the back. And if I will, let me try to just showcasing it just a little bit, and then we'll continue with the video, right? All right, you can hear the sound, hear the tape, and now you could see the sensor will move out of the way. Look at that. And there we go, the lights in. All right, there we go. Look at that. See the sensors in there? Right. The thing that is holding the entire thing in place is just this 2 pin over here to charge up the watch. All right, but if I would remove that E-clip down there, and then we could take this entire sensor, I would say panel, out of the way. Well, it's not bothering anything and it's still working. This is just for future reference. At least you know how to do it. Now I'm just gonna put this thing aside, doesn't bother me anymore. Let's have a look at the watch body itself. So we got, all right, Casio Thailand, no jewels, pretty basics, 3515 movement, padding over here. This is the connector for the battery, positive and negative part of it. And here is the battery of your Rangeman model. It operates on 3.7 volt, 0.52 watt hour. This is the size of the battery, 34, 19, 25. 34 as far as the length, 19 is the thickness in millimeter, and 25 millimeter as far as the width of the battery. So that's pretty much summarizing the size. So if you could find a battery up there that is the same size, you could solder it over here. Let me show you guys some of the things here. This is the vibration module for the watch. This is AC1 pin, one over there, AC2 pin over here. So once you swap the battery, all right, you have to perform the AC operation. First, touching this 2 pin to the back, and then touching the second pin to the back as well. So perform it 2 times and then the watch will restart, which is really cool. Now if I press, this is the light button. You can see the LED backlighting glows at the back there already, so bright. Now if I press the, I believe this is the mode swap button, notice that, there we go, this thing will spin, right? You can see the vibration module vibrates every time I operate the watch. Kind of cool, right? And I could even play around with it. No wonder why this watch is big. This is an old thing. You could find the same model out of an old G-Shock watch. Anyway, over here there's the another plastic piece over here. I need to show it to you guys as well. Didn't do much, pretty much just hold the battery in place. So, and the battery could be lifted up like that, like so. All right, there we go. Oh, by the way, this is the speaker spring. Do not lose this as well, or it won't connect to the piezoelectric speaker. That is this guy. Next up, let's take the movement out of the way. And that is how you remove the panel on the back. And also notice that this motor is removable as well, unlike the older G-Shock where this part is soldered to the circuit board. This time it is removable, so just in case it breaks or anything, you could replace them if you could find replacement parts. Here is the circuit board for the watch, the connector just now to the sensor, the battery connector down here. This is the sensor connector. This is an old technology, right? Same thing that we got on a vintage G-Shock watch, the exact same build, the exact same idea, where you just have to lift it up like so, and then lift this entire circuit board up and take it out like so. However, notice that there's another thing that is holding us back. There's a connector over here that connects from the circuit board, the underneath side, to the display panel now, right? Notice that there's a spring falls off. This is the speaker spring just now. Now at this step, you could see there's a diffuser for the LED backlighting. If I could just lift it up. There you go. It consists of 2 layers, a transparent one at the bottom and a white piece of paper. This is where you add a backlighting logo. If there's a collaboration G-Shock going on, you put it over here, and when you turn on the LED, it will just shine through the back. Put this out of the way, and there's the connector for the LED backlighting. This is the first and this is the second LED if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me show you guys from this angle instead. Look at that, one over there and one over there. Now, since it is not connected to the circuit board now, I cannot light it up. You got a gold-plated metal piece over here for the buttons, one over here, and another 3 on this side. If you want to remove the bezel, you could stop it over here, remove this E-clip over here, and then we could remove this metal piece, this button, and then take the bezel out of the way. Since we're here, let's have a look at the circuit board just real quick. Some processor. I believe this is the GPS receiver for the movement. This is the ribbon that connects to the display panel down there. Now let's try to remove that. here is the movement. Check it out. It says error because I think it did not detect anything, so I cannot operate the watch at all. Look at that, there's no button, and it is how it is. It still works, by the way. Look at the time, it's still running. Amazing, by the way. Look at the display though. I guess this is where you could change this part to different color, peel off a polarizer layer from the front here, and then just swap them up, you know, make it positive display or different color if you wanted to. Which I'm definitely not gonna do because it is already good enough. I think I just got it mistaken from my commenter earlier. Here is the connector for the LEDs down here. This is the solar panel connector. Now that makes much more sense. However, what I did not know, maybe you guys could comment below what you thought this is to be. Check this out. There's a metal piece here, gold IP, which is removable. Look at that. It looks something like that. Can you tell me what these things are? It connects from the circuit board all the way up, I guess, to the metal bezel somewhere at the top. There you go. And that's your solar panel right there at the glass. Though I don't think I could remove that. It's stick together to the glass of this thing. Alright. Gorgeous piece. Really well made. Now let's carry on to the modification part of this entire video. Let's remove this E-clip down here. There we go. Push the button out. Bam. Now you can see how the button looks like and how it was locked on the inside. Here's the cushioning, black colorway now. I think the other button uses orange one. I'm not sure what the difference are, maybe just the colors. But this is the new mud resisting structure that they have been promoting a lot for a Rangeman. Look at that. This is metal, so it works just fine. You can see the screws in there. Remove these two screws. And just like that, the metal piece now out of our way. Pretty cool. Took a lot of work just to remove that. I think I forgot to show you guys something. As I was flipping these two springs over here, just falls off. And they look like that. So do not lose one of these or else your watch won't have the solar charging capabilities anymore. This is the black IP button just now. This is the movement. Not gonna do anything here. So pretty simple, right? Really slim. So all of the complaints about how bulky the watch is just for the exterior component. Compare it side to side. I mean, they could literally make a standard smart G-Shock, a small one, but then I'm gonna have to sacrifice the solar panel, removing all the padding, and now we end up with an Apple Watch. I want all this extra stuff, and that's why still okay. Even though it is big, it is okay. Okay, put this aside. By the way guys, I put everything over here in this plastic container. Look at that, all the screws, all the springs fits perfectly in here, just like that. Now that we're here, we could remove the bezel out of our way. It is really soft and flexible. Thank God, this makes the whole thing a lot easier. If it is hard resin or hard plastic, then this part has to be removed. This part has to be removed as well, just to swap the bezel. And here we go. Once we install the bezel back in, it should be good. Look at that. Now, I heard some complaint about this lug breaking. I mean, look at the side of this thing. There's no reinforcement whatsoever. I'm not surprised if this part breaks depending on how you abuse your watch. But remember, we got this thing to protect it. We got the band to reinforce it. We got the thick screws to reinforce it even more. But still, they should have reinforced this part. Maybe metal. They could have made it better. But for the price point, it is what it is. So do take care of your Rangeman because this part, it's pretty small. Now here is the watch bezel. Now I could just swap them up to a red version. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, by the way. Put it back the way you take it apart. And there we go. All right. Now I got myself a red Rangeman. Now something that I just realized though, maybe cut this entire thing out of the way, you know, just take a scissors, just cut this resin part up. This is not the original bezel, so I guess it's fine. I'm gonna cut this out. And then I guess future disassembly would be slightly easier. Maybe took this piece out as well. We'll see. As of right now, that's it guys. All you need to know about the Rangeman G-Shock watch. If there's any issues or any concern whatsoever for future videos, I'll film it again, maybe, you know, explain a few things here and there if I miss anything, but as of right now, I'm gonna need to assemble the entire thing back on again, and it should be works. I mean, it's not broken or anything, so there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna disassemble different G-Shock now. I mean, Castrol is plenty of new models these days, so stay tuned. This is G-Shock High Fashion Channel, and